My name is Will Farrell, and I've been a part of the surf community for about 4 years now. Before I started surfing, I never really cared or really saw the effects of ocean pollution, but as I became more integrated into the community, I started seeing the effects, and since I started going to the beach more, I realized just how bad it really was, and it just made me wonder why people would treat such a beautiful thing, our beaches, like that. And the ocean is polluted by many different ways. The most stereotypical being the careless human beings that just leave the shores trashed when they visit the beach and party and other things like that. Although it may be stereotypical, it's very common and you see it very regularly. If you go to the beach now, you'll probably see a beer can, maybe a few plastic bags, and other things all over the shore, and no one really cares. That's, that makes a lot of people mad, and rightfully so. Another way the beaches are, or the ocean is polluted, is by surfers, people who actually really care about the beaches. Now, it's not like direct, like polluting the beaches, as stated earlier. This is more hidden. It's toxins are released from our wetsuits, our waxes, and even our boards when they break, and it's not visible, so many people don't think that it happens. Another way the oceans are polluted is from runoff from farms and other things, sewage that enter the ocean from other bodies of water, like rivers and streams and all this other stuff. A lot of it comes from farms that use their fertilizers and pesticides, and they run into other water sources and then go into the oceans. And that's a lot like the surfing pollution, where it's more chemical than visible trash, but it still has an effect. Another way it's polluted is by chemical dumping, and that's kind of the same as the runoff, but it's more large scale. Big businesses and other corporations like to dump chemicals because it's cheaper to do it that way. It may not, and it's more efficient. It may not be the right thing to do, but they don't care. So, and they're saving money, and that's what everything's about, right? So that's what they do, and they don't really care. There are many adverse effects to this ocean pollution, including the population of the ocean itself, including the fish, birds, and even the reefs and such. Now, a lot of this is caused by the plastics entering the ocean. Now, when I say this, a lot of you are probably thinking about the plastic ring being around the turtle's neck, and that happens a lot. I'm not downplaying it, but that's not the only thing that happens. When those plastics enter the ocean, they've picked up so many other toxins and other bad things before they enter the ocean that the plastic isn't the only thing hurting the animals. So many acids and chemicals are affecting not only the fish, but also the weeds and the aforementioned reefs. This is causing the water to get acidified and then killing the weeds and the reefs, and it's causing it all to die out and making an unhealthy living environment. Also, when these toxins enter the water, they're causing certain algae to overbloom, and then that releases even more toxins into the water. Ocean pollution also affects many humans. If these fish get infected and we eat some of these fish, we're probably going to get sick, and that's obviously not good. Not only eating the fish, the infected fish, affects our health, but also just the water being so nasty and filled with chemicals. If we're exposed to these chemicals a lot, we could obviously ingest the water, even though it's not good for you. It happens. But it can have bad effects on our skin and cause rashes to break out sometimes. The pollution also affects our economy, which isn't very surprising. The fish that get infected, people can't sell those. So that takes a lot of the fish off the market, so therefore we don't have an abundance of certain seafoods, and then people can't get what they want. Also, dirty beaches. Nasty, disgusting beaches aren't very appealing, and then for coastal communities that rely on tourism to thrive, that's going to take away all their business. No one wants to spend their summer on a beach covered in Coke cans and beer bottles. It's just not appealing. There are many ways to help fight this pollution. There's obviously recycling programs throughout most of America, and a lot of communities do it. I recycle at my house, and I hope you do too. There are also, for many coastal communities, beach cleanups. Now, it doesn't have to be an organized event that you need to go to clean up the beach. Every time you go to the beach, you can just make it a mission to pick up maybe 5 or 10 pieces of trash before you leave. There are also governmental laws that prevent further pollution. One example of this would be the Arctic. A lot of the countries are working together to fight certain chemical dumping and to implement more laws and bans on certain practices that are going on right now that are further polluting our oceans. Another way we can help is better chemical dumping strategies, especially on farms and stuff like that. When we have a certain chemical that is not good for our water sources, instead of dumping it into the ground, which leads directly to the water table, we can either save it or give it to someone who needs it before we waste it and throw it away. Another thing, which is good for me at least because I'm a surfer, many surfing brands are implementing new or providing new products that are environment friendly, like waxes, even surfboards, and wetsuits. Like waxes, they're making out of honeybee wax, and then surfboards, they're making wood surfboards again. But a lot of the things with surfboards is that because of the resins, they release chemicals. People are making wooden boards to get rid of that, and then limestone-based wetsuits. But a lot of these companies are making a step forward now because everyone always thought surfers were environment friendly and everyone was okay with that, but no one really showed how they were. And now lately people have been asking how and wondering how these companies are actually environment friendly, and so now they're really pushing that in the market and showing people how they're actually doing it. The oceans are very important to me and a lot of other people. I haven't met that many people that don't like to go to the beach. I've met people that don't like to go in the water, but they just sit there on the shore and tan for all I know. But that is why we need to take care of these gems. They're beautiful and just about everyone loves them. If they love them so much, I don't get why they would pollute them so blatantly. And this is why I did this report, to show just how bad it really is and to show how we can fight this. I hope seeing this makes you realize how bad it really is and how you can take action. I really want to see a difference in our beaches, even if you're not there all the time. I want to see them look better for everyone to enjoy.